Three, two, one.
Bang. Hello. Welcome back to Zoom.
Welcome back to a Zoom class.
This is our Zoom where we talk about the end of the world in media. Fucking Adobe updates, dude. I wanna talk to you about something tonight. But before I get into the main subject, I just want to say the genre to which this subject belongs is surprisingly large. Like, I knew it would be big, but I didn't know it would be this big. And it's the same genre from which you brought something last time. It's it's a manga, but that's not the genre I'm talking about. I knew
manga. Okay.
I knew that was big, but just like the genre of like mangas talking about death games and stuff, like survival games. Like I like the Hunger Games is separate because that's not manga, right?
The one which I brought in the Forbidden episode.
No, what was Forbidden about?
Wasn't it unreleased? Oh no, that was
1985. No, that's the one I brought. That was unreleased.
Okay, never mind.
So yeah. So this one is called As the Gods Will It. Have you heard of
Gods Will It? I've not heard it.
It's super fucking weird. I honestly don't know if I don't look it up. Did you see something?
No. I looked it up and I do know what it is actually.
Have you read it?
I have read it.
You've read the whole thing?
I've read the whole thing. Wait, no. But not only have I read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've read the sequel to it too.
Dude, that was the main subject. Okay, we can still talk about it. When did you read it?
We talked about it. I literally read it like a month ago.
A month ago?
I read it in preparation for this.
That's why I read it. I read it like this week. Okay, how vividly do you remember it?
I remember everything, dude.
Oh my god!
I remember. I thought it was. I loved it.
Yeah, it was, right?
It's
like
great,
it's really weird, but it's also kind of sick. Did you read part 3?
So I read Kami-sama. I'm gonna butcher the
pronunciation. It's that shit. Yeah.
I read the one which is only like 21 chapters.
Yeah.
And then I also read the one which is like 180 chapters.
Yeah.
And then I haven't read anything else after that.
Oh, well, there's a part 3. This changes things, but it also makes it a little easier.
Yeah. But we can still run through it.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe my memory will be a bit hazy. Also, for the third part, which I haven't read.
The third part is pretty short, but I'll still bring it up. Okay. So and also there's a particular moments I wanna highlight, which I'm sure you would remember, but I don't know if you know which ones I'm talking about. Okay, so we can start at the beginning. Sure. There are these kids, right? And they're going to high school, as expected of people that age. Probably a good thing. It's probably where you want to be at that age. But you don't want your teacher's head exploding in first period.
Also true.
Nor second period or any of the others.
But PE is fine.
PE is fine depending on what you're doing. If it's like basketball or like football, that's like okay, you're okay. But if it's like hockey, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah. But when I played basketball, my teacher's head would explode. Am I right?
Every fucking time. Dude, those fucking half-line slam dunks, oh my god. The whole school fucking exploded. That was crazy, bro. Remember that one time when we had a game against one of the other schools in our city, and you did a 360 off their captain and broke the backboard.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was fucking sick.
I jumped on his head like a fucking Goomba, and
I
360.
I actually FaceTimed with him last week. He still has the imprint of your shoe in his face.
I'm glad, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking hardcore.
See, for him that lasts forever, but for me that was just a fleeting memory in my basketball journey.
Just one of many.
Just one of many. Yeah.
just a hurdle on the path. Yeah. Although that would imply that there are hurdles on like sidewalks, which isn't the case. But yeah, okay. So this kid, he's in school. All of them are in school. Most of them are in school, actually. There are a lot of kids not in school. But
that is part of the plot, actually.
That's for another time and another series, second series. And this kid's teacher, his head just explodes, and there's this weird fucking doll that pops out of his head. This is actually, I'm so happy that you've read it, because now I don't have to explain the dolls. Because I don't know how do you know how you would explain them?
They're just red Japanese dolls.
No, I mean like all the dolls in the whole series. There's so many dolls.
They're like, because they're like actual Japanese. Like,
yeah, I know.
They like represent something, right?
Yeah, they do.
Like, what is it? Like a Daruma? I think.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, that's what the first one's called.
Yeah, I don't know what the other ones are.
So that one's like, okay. It's like, okay, the first trial is fine. The second trial is fucking sick.
I actually don't remember what the second trial was.
So the second trial, they all go to the gymnasium and they have to put on these rat costumes. And there's a massive cat that falls in through the ceiling. You know, one of those Japanese cats that goes like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. One of those falls through the ceiling, and they have this big ball that's a bell, and on the cat's collar is a basket, and they have to dunk it
to get it in.
And this cat is like fucking 20 floors high. And it's super tall, and much taller than a usual basket.
Yeah, but for me it's the same height. It doesn't. If I was there,
of course.
And the cat only chases the people who aren't in the rat outfit or something like that, or only chases people who are in the rat outfit.
It chases people who are in the rat outfit until they all realize and take it off. Yeah, and then it just starts chasing random people. Everyone, and then he has to put the rat outfit back on anyway, because it's like only then can he understand. He can understand what the cat's saying.
Yeah.
Because to everyone else, it's just like meows. And then it's like the cat needs its back scratched or something. And then while he's up on the back, because no one else would go, someone else throws the ball up and he like fucking dunks it from the top. Fucking sick. It's so cool. Yeah.
It's just like in that one level in Mario Galaxy.
Just like it?
Yeah.
What? Which level?
The one where you go on the bee and you have to scratch the bee's back.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah. They stole Mario Galaxy actually stole it from this.
Yeah.
But they didn't want it to be too gruesome, so there was and they wanted to reach a wider audience, so they So you played football on the bee's back.
Yeah, and there wasn't that much blood in Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
That's why I said that much.
That much, true.
Because this manga actually has an obscene amount of blood, especially part 2. So they play basketball. It's fucking sick. So this is happening all over the world, right? Like we find out that there are these cubes coming down from the sky and like landing on top of these high schools and like putting these like dolls into the high schools and like subjecting
people out.
That's later.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that happened. I just
so they all go to the hospital, and then there's this that there are more games in the hospital. But what's even fucking weird? Okay, so all the adults die. I'm not gonna go over all the games that they play in the hospital. One of them's like jump rope to survive or something. Like
that shit was the wildest one,
dude. Right? Because you have to have 4 people at a given time, and you have to jump 100 times with 4 people, and that one dude's doing like 3,700 jumps or something.
Yeah, imagine just sitting at this jump rope, because that's what they do, right? They sit at this jump rope without 4 people there, and it's just 2 of them, and they're just fucking
waiting.
Going, dude.
Yeah, just waiting for someone to join in. So the dolls who are doing these jump ropes, who are like whirling them, are people.
Yeah.
Trapped inside the dolls, because there's this one dude who just like this one doll who just like walks around the hospital, and if you are not holding someone else's hand, he just turns you into a doll.
Yes. I don't.
That I mean that's
that part, but
I don't get a lot of it. Yeah. But that's what happens. and then they jump rope. And then they get like a key because they jump roped, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they get sucked into the box, like you said.
Oh, that is true. That did happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have to race for their lives or something.
Oh, it's the track meet, right?
Yeah, it's a track meet. So it's like all this stuff in the series is like themed around like high school sports and shit.
Yeah, and like children's games.
Yeah. So at the end of this, after the race, there's like a game. This part. So after the race, there's like a game where there are two teams, right? And each team has a pole, and the other team has to get the pole down.
Oh yeah, okay. That's because that game is so sick because it's not a real game.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely not a real game.
It doesn't, because like everything else in this story up till now, up in this like what 10 chapters up until this point or something.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you understand what's happening. Like the first one was what's it called? What's the game? Like red light, green light.
Yeah, red light, green light. Yeah.
Like that, right?
Second one's just basketball.
Second one's just basketball.
Like the chapter is literally titled NBA.
But this one is just they just made up some fucking game so that you're like, you know what? Good luck.
Yeah, and it's like the pole explodes when it falls. Which once it makes contact with the ground, it explodes. So what the main character does is that he coordinates with a guy, another guy on his team, and somehow they get both poles. And okay, so the guy coordinating this whole thing claims to be God, and he's at the track meet. He's like floating up there, and he's like watching,
just chilling.
As God does, yeah. As God does, and these two somehow manage to coordinate it so they both have the exploding poles, and they throw it at him before the timer runs out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of part 1. And the last like frame of the penultimate chapter of part 1 is him throwing this pole at the God. And when I was reading that, when I got to the bottom, I was reading it on some website that had a comment section, and the top voted comment on that website when he threw the exploding pole at God with all in lowercase was, "What a Chad."
It's true though.
It is. It's such a Chad. I know, dude. It's such a fucking Chad move. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was why that like I read that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason I was like, okay, I have to know what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, because then he just says no, and he like sends them down.
Yeah.
And then you get into part 2, which doesn't have him.
But still, yeah, that's the problem. It's like
at the beginning, yeah.
It's like, holy, do they die? Even though they're falling down, do they just die? What happened? I really want to read the second part so that I can figure out what happened to these people.
Dude, how long did it take you after that? How long did it take you to finish the series? Like, how into it were you?
I was pretty into it. I don't really like when I read manga and stuff. I always like, actually, okay, it's different. Like now, I only read it when I go to sleep. So I'm just lying on bed, right? But at Carleton,
cozy.
At college, when I did it, I read it in bed, but also when I was getting food, when I was ordering food and waiting for it, I read. So I read a lot.
Okay.
But also, I had to be discreet because I didn't want random people to know I was reading manga.
Yeah.
My phone to be like, what a fucking weirdo this guy is.
Yeah, we can only talk about it on the internet, but not in real life. No, none of that shit. Yeah. Yeah, no, same. I was like, I read the whole thing this week, dude. It was bad.
I kind of powered through it.
Yeah. It's fucking so sick. Part 2, this god, like one of the other gods who is in cahoots with this god, is like rounding up all the kids who skipped school that day, and they have to go through like worse shit. And so basically they send around these like dolls who can fly, and they get the kids, put them on this jet, or they offer them a choice. It's like, do you want to come with us or no? And it's no, you die. Also, hold on. Actually, before we get into part 2, I just want to talk about the investigator in part 1. Do you remember the incel from part 1?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Dude, his backstory is fucking hilarious. Do you remember what it is?
He was a mafia boss or something.
He was a mafia boss. And do you remember why he became like a recluse incel?
Because
So there's a page. There's a critical page in his backstory, which explains the transformation, because he used to be this cool guy who went around like beating the shit out of people to claim lines of credit and stuff.
The first panel describing him was someone he was standing there naked and there was a woman.
Yeah, like and he was like fucking jacked, and he had like a sick bike, and then but in his backstory there's a monologue, and it's like, I had it all, but there was just like a hole in my soul, like I felt empty, and nothing could fill it until one day I found the one thing that could fill that hole in my soul, and that was 2D anime girls. It's like
relatable.
Relatable. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, though. Actually, and that like led him away from the gang life. Made him move back in with his parents. That's how they get you. So part 2 has all this shit going on with like the they call them like the trash kids, right? The kids who skip school. These kids do like, so they get on these dolls with jetpacks, and they like are sucked into this big box floating in the sky.
Yeah.
Which then goes down into the sea to hide from the cops or whatever. Which, by the way, is so weird, because like these fucking in part 1, because there's like a year's gap between the hospital and the track meet, right? There's a whole year, or there's like a 5-month gap, or like a year gap between the track meet and the hospital.
Yeah, because they leave, go home, and then they plan to meet at the place, right?
Yeah. So when they actually like that. When they use the key in the hospital, they just are free. But then they plan to meet, and then so they meet outside the high school, which they went to. And this cube is still fucking just there on top of the high school. And these cubes are still on top of all the high schools in the world. Nobody bothered to move them. Like
it's hard. It's hard to move that shit though.
Yeah, but like nobody wanted to research these things. Like
no, but it was walled off.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was just there on top of the school.
Oh no! I remember. It was like cordoned off because these people were supposed to be like the children of God, right? That's why when they went back, there were so many people there.
Oh, like you're right,
because they were worshiping, like because like also because when the fat guy became the K-pop star.
Yeah. Oh, probably J-pop,
like
but
J-pop, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Because the people were worshiping them, so I guess it makes sense that they didn't want to like. You wouldn't just like say, "Oh, there's a temple." Fuck it, dude.
Fuck it, dude. I mean, to be fair, it is like a cube that descended from the sky. True. I wouldn't fuck with that shit. I would like emigrate. Oh, but it's like everywhere.
It is everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, so then
go to as far away from any children as possible, so there are no schools around me.
I mean, most of the children are dead. Right?
Good point.
At least most of the teenagers are dead, right?
Actually, yeah, I have another question. Was it only like 12th grade high school students?
When they were introducing characters, they're like first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Those were like the divisions.
Well, really? Damn.
When they played when they played tug of war with Cupid's dick. Which is a thing that actually happened. Yeah. The teams were like based on years and stuff, I think. Right?
Yeah. But that's
it's so weird. Like
imagine you're in middle school, right? And you're in when does high school start? 9th grade?
Yeah.
You're in 8th grade, you just finish, you go to 9th grade, and you're like, oh, I'm already scared because it's like, what the fuck is happening? And then also, all of a sudden, you're just like, hey, you're gonna
participate in these death games.
Yeah. You're gonna have to grab Cupid's dick, but God is watching over you.
Don't worry, because you see that other Cupid on the other side of the rope. this stick is connected to his stick, so it's like it's not just one, so it's not too weird. So like, don't worry about it. Yeah. That shit was so weird. Yeah. So in part 2, they get sucked into this cube, and it's like basically another school. Yeah. Like they reconstructed another high school in this cube, and it's like they have to be in there for like 16 days, doing this. Like, have you ever played Reversi, which is the game they're playing?
No. I've always thought it was too big brain for me.
It seems so big brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have this like 7x7 like board of tiles.
Like Reversi. It's just Reversi.
Yeah. And there are pretty much. And there are 3 teams, and each day one of them has to claim one of the tiles by solving a mystery. Right? Yes. But they aren't really mysteries, because it's basically find this monster and kill it.
Yeah, when I started reading it, I thought it'd be way cooler than it actually was.
But you know what was
it'd be like solve this puzzle, or like figure out who killed this person. But it's just like.
But you know what was really cool about that game? On, I think it was like day 6 or 7, when one of the monsters, or it was like day 3 or 4, something like that, was one of the monsters they had to kill was a massive, like, 10-foot version of Beethoven's head.
I don't remember this.
You don't remember this? They're like in the corridor, and the wall just breaks, and they see something like massive. It's like a silhouette, and they're like, "What is this?" And the dust clears, and it's just Beethoven's head. It's like, you know that really popular picture of Beethoven where he's like, eh. It's just like that one.
What? Where he's like, what? Where he goes, eh.
Oh, just look up Beethoven, and it's the first picture you see.
Oh, okay. Where he's like glaring at you.
Where he has like the red ascot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a massive version of that head that just breaks through the wall, and it's just staring. Dude, it's never explained. It's just one of the monsters, and they're like they just put it there and they like deal with it.
Did they like how did he kill him? How did you kill Beethoven?
You shot him. What do you mean?
Oh,
you didn't have you didn't have a pistol when you were in high school?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah. So he shoots Beethoven's head in the head.
He just one tap my life. Just so easy.
Okay, imagine you and I are like, you don't even have to imagine it, because you and I are doing this right now. We're just on Zoom talking, and you hear like you hear the rumble.
Yeah.
And then it stops, and you're like, okay, maybe it's like a minor earthquake in like, I don't know, fucking Seattle or something. It's far away.
That's okay. What's affecting both of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just like for a few seconds. Yeah. Or maybe it was a major earthquake in Seattle, which is why it would be
yeah. Makes sense.
And then you hear the rumble again, and you feel it. You felt it the first time too, I should specify. And then nothing happens.
And then suddenly heard the rumble last time.
And then suddenly your wall fucking explodes, and there's like a 10-foot version of like Lil Yachty's head. Just like smiling at you. The other two teams are like cults, right?
Both
for a little while. Right?
Because these guys are good. Yeah. One was under the big guy who was like, oh, I have to. It was after the sand game, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's like,
after the sand game. Okay.
Oh my god, the sand game is actually so sick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The sand game is that's actually a really good idea.
But dude, the sand game fucking killed me, because they spend so much time. Because it's like, okay, so each team has this like mountain of sand, and it's like they have to take a minimum of 100 grams on each turn, but the flag on the mountain can't fall. They overhype some of it like so much. When he starts to get a feel for it, right? He's like, my right hand is more sensitive than my left hand, which means in my right hand I should be able to weigh 20 grams, but in my left hand I should be able to weigh 80 grams, because that'll help me with accuracy. And 20 plus 80 is 100. and that means if I add this 20 and this 80, it'll be 100. And I know that 80 plus 20 in general is also 100. And they spent like 3 pages just explaining basic math.
My favorite was for some reason they revealed that like one of the groups had a son of a baker. So they were like, oh shit, dude, this baker can away with his hands.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing his whole life, so
yeah,
like that. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, and he's like so he like makes it such a thing because he gets exactly like 103 grams on one of the things, and they're like, oh my god, how did he do that? And he's like, oh, he does like the don't you know?
He does like the JoJo pose and shit.
Yeah, he's like, my dad's a baker. It's like,
because so the big guy realized that. Oh no, he wasn't in the sand game. He was in like for the sand game they split off into like 3 because they drew like tabs or something.
Oh, he was in the string game.
Yeah, the string game.
The Cat's Cradle. That's what it's called.
It's called Cat's Cradle. I thought Cat's Cradle was the thing you do with your hands, you know, where you.
It is, but they were doing it like with people. That's why it's hard, and they couldn't speak right because they had the 3 monkeys. So it's like for the sand game you can't see, for the Cat's Cradle you can't speak, and for musical chairs you can't hear.
The O,
which is such emoji, a fucking troll.
You know the O, yeah.
I think it's like okay, so like those like the fact that you can't see for the sand game and the fact that you can't speak for Cat's Cradle, that's cool. That's like intellectual. That's like, oh, you have to coordinate. The fact that you can't hear for musical chairs is such a god level troll. That's just so funny.
So funny.
It's so funny.
It's so funny. That's but like they barely even showed any of the musical chairs one because like they were like, oh, it's so dumb, but like,
fuck it, dude. Yeah,
we have to find something.
Yeah.
So he felt like what was it? He saw the other teams in the Cat's Cradle one like not like trying to communicate somehow without their mouths, and he was just like, fuck it, if I knock everyone out,
if I just beat the shit out of my entire team, I can put them what I want.
Yeah.
And he fucking did it.
Yeah.
No
so then he
coordination.
Became a dictator, essentially.
Yeah. And he like painted his face and he's like, bro, I'm a war god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do all that shit, and then I don't even remember what happens after. Do you? I don't remember what happens directly after they solve.
The climax of that was the weirdest shit ever.
Oh, his girlfriend dies, right? The main character's girlfriend dies.
The main character's girlfriend dies.
Right, like right after they confess that they love each other. Oh, because
the teleporting thing.
The teleporting, and she gets slashed. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but that's not at the end of it.
Yeah. Is it gonna be so bad? Because we're just saying like, remember this thing?
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's terrible. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
teleporting thing. You know, for anyone listening, don't worry about it. Okay, that's actually a common theme, isn't it?
What, the girlfriend dying?
The girlfriend dying. In the first one too, that happens.
Yeah, in the first one too, yeah.
Yeah, but then they always find a
backup girlfriend,
love interest. Yeah,
who also dies, at least in this manga.
True, yeah.
Like both of them, both of the protagonists find second girlfriends and they both die.
But the first one, it's like, hey, this is mutual, right?
Yeah.
The second one, it feels like this person liked the main character while he was in this mutual relationship with someone else, and then this guy was just like, fuck it, I'll settle.
Yeah.
You know what?
But also,
you like me, I'll make it work.
Everyone is in love with the main character, dude.
True, actually, yeah.
Everyone. It even changes the ending.
Even because there's the
guy with the long hair,
the skater boy.
The skater boy, yeah. And that's how the protagonist from season 1 gets saved.
True, because
because his skateboard has like space powers.
Because of that's actually what happened directly after that game.
Yeah.
Because they were the only team that ended up winning, so they got magic powers.
They got I think the superpowers, the name given to their superpowers is tomfoolery.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cringe, to be honest.
Kind of really stupid, yeah.
Magic Skater Boy.
The main character has a magic football because he's really good at football, and that's like 40% of his personality.
So they did the tomfoolery.
Oh, so much of it, bro. The shit they got up to, hijinks.
Tomfooled, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Running and giggling, yeah. In the streets, like a bunch of scamps. Right after they get the superpower, they have to battle this massive fucking bear. You remember that? Dude, there's this like huge bear.
I remember there were 2 doors, and they split up into 2 groups, and one went in one door, one went in the other door.
What?
This.
What? Hold on, I just read this. I should know.
They got transported to the island, right? With their tomfooleries.
Oh, you're totally right.
Oh wait, are you okay? When you said they fought the bear, you're talking about with their tomfooleries they fought the bear?
Yeah.
Afterwards, they just fought a bear.
No. With the superpowers, because he kills it with the football. He like kicks it at him.
He does. Oh yeah, it was a bear.
Yeah. And they because they call penalties PKs.
Yeah, dude, penalty kicks.
Yeah, I know, but it's such a weird way of referring to it.
Hi,
bro, you get a PK.
I feel like it's the actual way, like people refer to it.
Don't people just say penalties?
I don't like pens. Pens. They say pens.
So he kills his bear with a pen, right? I don't know. And it's just a fact.
He kills the bear with his pens.
Yeah, that's what happens, and then they have to like get the protagonist from the first series
because they're playing cops and robbers.
Yeah, they like hide inside their shadows and shit.
Oh,
and that's how he saves him, because when they're falling out of the box after they like pulled the Chad move and threw the rod and got kicked out, they like come out of the shadows and like save them.
Yeah, I do remember.
Which is weird, because if you're like up there and your shadow's down there.
no, but like, they jumped in the shadow previously.
Yeah, now... but it's like you're like exiting the shadow from all the way down there and like flying up that quick. And you're catching him, that's gonna give him whiplash, dude.
That's a good point.
And then these 2 kids who just got saved from the death games are like, no, I want to go back in the death games. It's like, why do you want to do that? He's like, because my second girlfriend isn't there, my backup girlfriend. He's like, oh, fair enough. I also have a backup girlfriend. I get it. Yeah. So they go in there, the backup girlfriend dies at some point, which is like shit. And then the main character from series 1 also dies, right?
Yeah.
He dies killing the first god.
Yeah. Because they're playing what game is it? Like that card game, right? Where you go around and you give something.
Duck Goose.
Yeah, they're playing Duck Goose, actually.
Are they actually?
No, they were playing Duck.
Oh fuck.
Everyone has cards, right? And like and you pass the card from left to right. Right, everyone. Yeah. Oh no! So you don't. No, you'll pass cards. Okay. Oh yeah. I got it. I know now. Let me explain the entire game. You have people sitting in a circle, right? You have cards. Everyone has their own cards. It's one deck dealt out, right?
Okay.
So everyone has the same number of cards.
How many people in the circle?
Well, it depends.
Is it an odd number? Because then it can't be the same amount of cards.
No.
Oh, it's an even number.
Yeah, it must be.
You know what that means?
What?
Can be the same amount of cards.
Yeah. Okay. Even number of cards.
Yeah.
Even number of people. Sorry. Could be odd number of cards.
No, that changes it.
Okay. Even number of people.
You said one deck of cards.
One deck of cards.
It's 52.
Yeah. But plus jokers, so 54.
Yeah.
So how it works is, I now look to the left with my deck of cards, right? And the person on my left, their right, I'm on their right.
Okay, yeah.
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 Okay, let's do it like this.
Yeah.
Wait, are you on your screen? Are you to my
Yeah.
left or to my right?
I am to your right.
You are to my right. So my
Yes.
right is here. So if you're this way.
Oh, dude, I'm to your left.
Okay, so you're this way.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Just turn one way. Hello.
If you turn that way, you see me.
Yeah. Is it the other way on yours? Just keep going. It'll work out on the recording. It's okay.
Okay. Turn to me. Other way. Turn the other way.
Towards you? Or away from you?
Okay, no. Okay. Turn towards me.
I'm facing you.
Facing me. Am I facing you like this?
Now you're facing away from me.
Okay. So okay.
Now you're facing me.
Perfect. Okay, on my screen it looks shit, but it's okay. It's worth on your screen. Okay. So I have my deck of cards. You can't see my cards. Don't look like cards. Okay. You have your cards, right? I can't see your cards also.
Yeah.
You now have to take a single card from me. Just pick one.
I took
it. You picked a card, right? Now you look at your cards. You look at your cards and say, "Are there any pairs?"
Are there any pairs? Do I say that out loud?
Like, you can say it out loud.
Okay. Are there any pairs of numbers?
Yeah. And then if there is, you put it down. You put it away.
Down where?
Down discard pile, just away.
Down.
Yeah. So now.
Wait, what am I supposed to put down?
Hold on. The pair that you got.
How many? Do I put down more than one if I have more than one?
Yeah, if you're more than one, yeah. The goal of the game is to get rid of all your cards. Yeah. Okay. But the person who loses is the person. There are two ways to lose. Either you lose by having the last card, right? Or you lose by drawing, like, I think it's like the Queen of Diamonds or something, or the Jack of Spades, something like that.
You lose if you draw this?
Yeah, if you lose if you take that card from someone else.
Oh, do you just explode on the spot like with other decks?
In real life?
Depends on the host, honestly.
Yeah. So if you draw that card and immediately lose, your cards are then distributed to everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how the game works.
How?
Magic. Even in real life, it's magic.
Okay, that makes sense.
In the game, though, in the manga, though, how it works is each card, along with having a number and a suit, as most cards do, also have like a little task that has to be done if you drew the card.
Oh, that's like extra activity points.
Yeah. So like some of them has like, one of them has like, you have to stay quiet. One of them is like, you have to be excited. One of them is like, after you draw this, if someone doesn't draw this from you 10 turns from now, you're gonna die.
Do these stack?
Or no, sorry, not 10 turns from now, you're gonna die. But like, if you have this in your hand, there's like it's like a bomb, like a timer countdown.
Yeah.
Whoever has this card, when the countdown goes to 0, you die.
Yeah. Do the tasks stack? Like if you get one card that says like you have to stay quiet, but then you get another card that says like you also have to get the person like next to you to do the tango or something. Like, do you have to do that while staying quiet? Like, get them to dance? Like, is that?
So it depends. It's like the active thing is the card that you just drew.
Oh.
Like, there are also effects like there's
passives.
Yeah, I would say the passives are like the staying quiet.
Oh, you stay quiet.
You stay quiet until someone takes that card away from you, or you draw another.
do backflips. That's a passive. You just
constantly
do just in a loop. Yeah.
Yeah. So how the guy kills God is, there's one card which is like, if you draw this from someone,
yeah,
like I'm back. I have this card, right? Draw it from me. This one.
Oh, my bad.
Not that one.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Now I die because you drew it from me.
Oh, get fucked, dude.
Yeah. So it's like that. There's some cards like that. So how the person?
Oh, I see. Why would God let himself have that card in his hand, dude?
No. So how God died? No. So how God dies is
jump and a half.
How God dies is
2 jumps. Sorry.
So God has 1 card left. The card left. No. Yeah, God has 1 card left, right? The card that God has left is if whoever draws the card out of God's hand dies.
Yeah.
So if I drew it out of your hand, I would die. But the main character, from the first book, has the card that says, whatever happens to me
happens to the person you got it from?
Happens to the person I drew the card from too also. He kills himself so he can kill God.
That's so big. And it's also really funny when that happens because God is like, you know what? I'm happy to die with you because I consider you a friend. And this dude's like, I hate you so much.
Yeah.
Like you killed my girlfriend and my backup girlfriend. Like you don't realize what you've done to me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, didn't he actually have 2 backup girlfriends?
He had 2 backup girlfriends. I don't know about
right. Like the guy from the second one has 1 backup girlfriend.
Yeah.
The second one also has 2 backup girlfriends, bro.
Really?
Because there's the one with the short hair and the one with the long hair.
How do both of them die?
But the one with the long hair dies first.
So the first one in the hospital dies because of the random game where it's just like, fuck it, we're just gonna flip a coin. If you live or you die.
Yeah. And she just
that was the main girlfriend.
Yeah, the main guy's girlfriend.
Backup one.
I'm trying to remember because I know he has 2 backups. I'm just trying to remember who the second one is. Because the first one is the obvious one, like the blonde girl.
The main one.
Yeah.
Who dies like immediately. Or not like.
Oh, dude, she dies like significantly later on.
Before they go to the track meet, you mean?
Oh, dude, the first backup is the first girlfriend's twin sister. Or the second backup is the first girlfriend's twin sister.
Yeah. Okay, that's
yeah. And then she also dies because she was a side character, I guess. But then the second guy has like, there's the first girlfriend who dies.
In the school mystery.
Yeah. But then the
teleporting incident.
But also both backup girlfriends were there with him from the beginning, like at least in his vicinity.
The second guy has. So you're saying the second guy has 2 also?
Yeah, because there's the one with the long hair who's like always patching him up when he gets injured, and there's the one with the short hair who's like really weird.
It's the nerd, and it's the nerd who's like a proper nerd, like looks like has glasses like that.
No. She's not one of them. She's just there.
So it's the nerd who gets good grades and everyone at school hates her. That's the one of the backups.
Yeah, and she's like a choir conductor.
Yeah. That's actually a really funny story.
Orchestra conductor. Yeah, it's actually so wild. Like her whole orchestra doesn't show up, and she still just conducts by herself. Yeah. She's like, "Fuck this, I'm doing it."
But God, like the whole orchestra doesn't show up because they all hate her.
Yeah, like what a fucking
chilling, dude.
A, what a shit reason to do it. B, like wasn't that supposed to be a big one where like college scouts were coming to watch and stuff, and you really just like that's what you put first?
Yeah, you really as a fucking aspiring cellist.
Yeah, and also
you decided to not do this for college scouts.
Also, the reason they don't like her is that she's a perfectionist.
True.
Which, if you're in an orchestra, like, is that what you want? Isn't it?
They're going to work in their first full paying orchestra job.
Yeah. But believe me, I'll be the first to admit. And like I'll admit any other number of times after first, I'm no musician. But like I do feel like if you're in an orchestra,
Imagine that cellist. I don't know who the cellist is, but the cellist decides, gets into a good school, good for them.
Yeah.
Does well, Wow, good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Gets a good job at an orchestra. Is that how that works?
Performing at whatever center.
And then they say like, hey, you're not doing well. You should practice just a bit more,
Yeah.
This note's off, and they're like, you know what? Fuck you.
Fuck this. Fuck you. I'm out.
I'm organizing a strike. No one's coming to your show.
It's like there's this one perfect crescendo at the end of the symphony that's beautiful, and everyone's like very slowly, like either like fading out or like going high pitched and like slowly ending the symphony, and this one asshole's just like yeah. So she's like a perfectionist or whatever, and then so everyone like ditches school on the day when they had this performance.
Yeah.
And then she's like, fuck this, dude. I'm never going. She's like, fuck this. I'm never going to school ever again. And that's what she does. She just never goes to school ever. Yeah, and then she has like a bunch of problems or whatever. So she's back with girlfriend number 1.
Yeah.
And then the second one is the blonde girl with the short hair.
No.
Dude, she's like.
Oh wait. She's the one who was. It was like. In the murder mystery one, she was in the big guys group.
No, she was in his group.
I have no clue.
In the main guys group. Trying to remember, like. She dies in rock paper scissors.
Oh yeah. I mean, actually, a lot of people.
Wait, no. Actually, she survives rock paper scissors, which is a weird thing to say without context.
No. So she's the. Wait, I thought the nerdy one survives rock paper scissors. The person who the person we were just talking about, the conductor.
No, dude, she
dies.
No, so what they do is basically they both have 2 backup girlfriends, which happens. Fucking weird. So, sometimes you just have to.
Yeah. Have you sometimes not had 2 backup girlfriends, Prathamesh? You've only had one. Going into a relationship isn't worth it unless you have 2 backups.
I should just drop out of college at this point if I don't have 2 backups lined up already, at least.
I don't know what to say.
2. Huh?
I don't know what to say. It's easy for some.
All that happens, and then there are like 3 people left at the end. Like fast forwarding way to the end of part 2, unless there was anything else within part 2 that you wanted to go over. Because I don't know.
Nah.
Like most of it is just like games, and then there's 3 of them left, and they're like, oh, like it's like they are gods now. They are the gods.
Oh wait, before that one there.
Yeah.
There was the opposite house, wasn't there? Where like.
The opposite house?
The maze that they go in, where like everything is opposite. I think it was the first main character went to a maze.
Okay.
And like the thing was like you had to get a bunch of keys and then go to the end of the door. You go into a room. When you're in the room, you have to do a task. So it tells you what task you have to do. And then.
Oh, but you have to do the opposite of that task.
Yeah, you have to do the opposite of that task.
Oh, do you remember what I'm talking about? Stand down, or like. Fuck.
There was one where I don't know which main character it was. This was one of the main characters where he was like, I have to save everyone. That was his whole thing.
Oh, so it's like he actually can't save anyone?
No. But like, no. His whole shtick was that he had to save everyone.
That's the main character from part 2, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the main character from part 2's shtick was that he has to save everyone. But what happened was like, they went into a room and the task was like, okay, find like an open chute and go into the chute to escape, right?
Yeah.
And there was like it was something coming down from the ceiling
to crush them. Yeah.
And the task was find an open chute and escape. So he helped everyone find an open chute, assuming that there would be one there would be one less, right? Yeah. But the actual task, since it was opposites, was don't go in the chute.
So he kills everyone.
So he kills everyone. Yeah.
Oh my god. I just want to say, I think it's so funny that like the main character of series 2, his whole shtick is like, I really dislike the gods who are like doing this, the gods who are like running all these games. And so to ensure that they don't get their like satisfaction in winning, I need to save everyone so that everyone can be happy and go home. Whereas the protagonist from the first series is just looking at the gods and like his whole motive is like, I want to fucking stab you, dude. That's it. That's his entire character motivation.
Thieving.
That's like everything that he does. Okay. So 3 gods at the end.
Yeah, 3 gods at the
end. One of them dies because he rolls a bad dice. Or a bad die. He rolls a bad die. The other one, so the 2 remaining are the 2 protagonists from series 2. Because the main protagonist from series 1 died when he took out the god. And the main protagonist from series 2 was this god who went crazy and just like died because he challenged them to a game of dice.
No, because No, it wasn't a game of dice. It was something like every time we'll take turns hating each other or some shit like that.
Oh, it's okay. So you roll a die, and whatever number you get is how many of your memories get eliminated.
Oh yeah.
But also, in order to eliminate a memory from someone, you fucking slug them.
Talk them.
Yeah. So first guy dies, and then the second guy, because the second and third guy are friends, because the third guy's in love with the second guy.
Yeah.
The second guy, he's just like standing there for a minute, and then he just dies because he got punched too much, and he's like, I'm done.
And he forgets his
everything.
Right? He forgets this guy.
Yeah.
He forgets his girlfriend and his 2 backup girlfriends.
Yeah.
So he's like mentally, he's not a person anymore, is what the manga said. I think something like that.
He's a husk.
Yeah, so he just dies. He just rolls over and says, fuck it.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a thing too. They like have the ability to bring people back, but it's just like as corpses, basically. It's just like puppeting them around, right? No.
Yeah, because you have the ability to bring people back, but it's not the person, it's what you think.
What you remember the person is. Yeah. So for the third guy to establish that you can't bring
that's actually pretty sick. I think
that's so sick. Yeah. Because like if you are the one who has the power to bring them back, you can only bring back what you know.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking
cool. And throughout the entire story, they kept asking the god, like, can you bring people back to life? And he was like, yes, you can. But there's no like
they like never actually did it. Yeah.
Like
actually, yeah. And then the third guy's like, fuck, I can't actually bring him back, so I'm just gonna rewind time and reset this entire like manga.
Yeah, just kind of wild. Goes back.
And also, this guy, third guy, looks like a younger version of the first god.
Oh, but when he goes back in time, right?
Yeah.
He is now the god, right?
Yeah, but I assume he just keeps going back in time.
No. Yeah.
I assume it's a cycle. Yeah.
But then, in real life,
yeah,
right? He shouldn't exist, right? For sure, he exists. I don't know how time works, to be honest. What time is it right now? Is it?
I think it makes sense because this is also a world where he has a space skateboard.
No, but we got the backstory of the god.
Of the god, yeah. That's true. It was like a different guy. He was just a normal human who got powers from this, like, from the person who actually started all this, who was this, like, goddess who also gave these guys their powers as gods.
And this guy was like, I don't want to be god, so I'm just going to have a fucking horrific game based on the manga that I drew.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, that's true. So that's just purely coincidence, I guess.
But it is still fucked up that like this guy is now saying like to meet you again, I'm gonna run everything back.
Time. Yeah.
And you're gonna have to go through all this shit again just so that I can meet you the end.
Yeah, actually, I get what you mean now. How could he exist? Because I was operating on the belief that he was the first god, so it's just like it works because it has to. But I guess that's not the case. But do you know the backstory of the goddess who gives all these people their powers? Because that's part 3.
Yeah, let's go.
Her name's like Mana, right? She is actually an Earthling from the future. She's like 400 billion years old. I guess something's wrong with the planet at that point. No. She creates a bunch of Earths. Everything that happened is just in this world she created.
No, but it's just technology, right? She's Batman.
No, it's super. She's Batman. Just Batman.
She's Batman. No, because she creates the worlds, right? She creates the Earths, presumably by some like insane technology 400 years in the future, right?
3D printing.
3D printing. She 3D prints the Earth.
She 3D prints all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. He 3D prints all the people individually.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stick there.
Yeah, exactly.
So every baby that's born, she just like meticulously she goes on CAD. She designs a model.
Well, first she has to sketch them out on touch paint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then she goes on like CAD and Blender and stuff. She can't pay for Autodesk Maya.
No, that's too much for her.
Yeah. We're working with the economy here.
Yeah. She's made thousands of Earths, okay? She can't just pay $100 a month for...
Yeah. She needs the money to keep all the other shit running on all these planets, dude.
But since she created the world, since she 3D printed the world, right? Yeah. She can give herself powers, right?
Yeah.
So she's not she doesn't really have superpowers. It's more like technology allowing her to have this powers that she does.
She's just flying around with one of those like shitty like 3D pens.
So she's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Except instead of like flying, she just like uses the 3D pens to like draw and then like climb up and then draw more and then climb up. She's like, I'm flying. It's like you're not flying.
Like it's Scribblenauts. The Earth is Scribblenauts.
Exactly. It's just this whole series is just Scribblenauts.
She can just 3D print. This is if Scribblenauts give free reign to whatever, this won't happen. And they didn't like limit you in what things you can make, this won't happen.
Did you ever play the DC Scribblenauts?
Nah, is it good?
Bro, I haven't played it, but I want to because it has like all the DC characters. And it's like the story is based in like the DC world. So you can just like summon Batman if you need to.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you could do that in just like any game?
In real life?
In real life? Yeah. Oh my god. That'd be so sick.
But if it was like I had to draw out Batman, it'd be kind of scuffed, to be honest.
Dude, you just have to write his name down.
I just write his name down. He appears here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that.
He appears here and there and there. He's everywhere. Yeah, so part 3, honestly, kind of disappointing. But if you just look at, yeah, basically, I haven't finished it. But it seems like it. But if you just say it ended in part 2, that's like okay. Have you seen this movie? Called The Call? It's like a Korean movie.
No.
It came out recently, or maybe it didn't come out recently. Like watch it, it's cool. And you'll understand why I thought of it in this context.
Are you gonna tell me about it?
I'm not gonna tell you about it.
It's not the Halle Berry movie.
No, it's not the Halle Berry.
That came out in 2013.
No, she's American.
Sure about that?
Halle Berry. She's American.
Does Halle Berry say pens, or did she say... Connected by phone in the same home, but 20 years apart. That's fucking bars, dude.